that Morristown was the birthplace of a woman who has been nominated and the winner of numerous awards like Emmys and Grammys and Tonys and Peabodys and Sundance Film Awards and New York Film Festival Awards and Cable Ace Awards and so on and so on and so on. According to this, in addition to all her awards and accolades, she also wears the honor of being one of America's most distinguished playwrights. She's produced and directed movies, she's made comedy albums, and she's overseen several television specials, among other things. My question is, wonder when this woman actually sleeps. Well, anyway, this versatile, mega-talented lady from Morristown is our very own Jane Wagner. She was born and raised here in town, and according to this, she started actually writing at a very early age. When she was in high school, she developed a passion for theater. She ended up in Abingdon, Virginia at the Barter Theater as the lead actress for several years. She eventually moved to New York, and of course, in addition to auditioning, that's what you do in New York, she also studied painting and sculpture, which led her to working for major companies like Kimberly-Clark and Fieldcrest. And apparently what she did with them, this design work she did, including bed sheets for kids called Teach Me, Read Me, ended up being exhibited in the Brooklyn Museum of Art. Who would have thought bed sheets would be in an art museum? In 1969, she actually made a writing debut with a book entitled J.T. It was also ended up being a highly acclaimed television special. Apparently, according to my information, her work on J.T. caught the attention of none other than Miss Lily Tomlin, who at that time was looking for a comedy writer to help her develop a character she was working on named Edith Ann. We all know Edith Ann. She's 5 years old. Sorry, I had to. Let's see. It also says her next adventure ended up being as a comedy writer, working with Lily Tomlin. And for years, she continued to be the words behind Edith Ann and a lot of Tomlin's characters. Now, this collaboration with Tomlin ended up in a partnership that still goes on today. Wagner ended up directing movies like Moment by Moment, starring Tomlin and John Travolta, which we all know him. And also and it was such a cute movie, I'm sure you know, The Incredible Shrinking Woman. She did that. Wagner also developed numerous television specials. She wrote another book. She produced several Broadway plays, including the critically acclaimed, and I've actually seen this show performed, The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe. It's fantastic. That show, which ended up being performed all over the world, was also made into a book. It was then on the bestseller list for several weeks. It was then turned into an HBO film, of which Wagner also wrote the title song to it. What a surprise, huh? Not that she ever slows down, but anyway, she also continued to work and develop stage, radio, television, and social media projects. And in addition to all of that, she became a major contributor to a website designed for women, wow.com. Imagine that. Anyway, she also wrote and narrated an HBO special called An Apology to Elephants. That was pretty intense. Now, according to this, in March of 2012, she received the 345th star on the Walk of Stars in Palm Springs. How cool is that? People walk on her all the time. Even with all this powerhouse woman has accomplished, she remains a player to this day in the world of entertainment. Now, I actually found a quote from her. It wasn't in the book, but I decided to write it down. All my life, I have always wanted to be somebody, and now I see that I should have been more specific. I don't know about you, but I think she definitely is somebody with all that on her plate. And on a side note, as if there isn't enough interesting stuff about Jane Wagner, she lives in a cute little pink stucco house that once belonged to W.C. Fields. I just thought that was so neat. Now, who knew that such a well-known, well-respected, multi-creative celebrity was from right here in our little old Morristown? Well, now we do.